question for you today from me is, are you able to sustain your expenses, your monthly expenses, without having a paycheck? What will happen to you if suddenly your paycheck stops coming in? Are you able to meet up with any or all of your expenses? Hello everyone, welcome to Money Matters with Modupe. This is the home for all things personal finance, because your money matters. Today I am so excited to be discussing this topic, achieving financial independence. So really, what does financial independence mean? Who can achieve financial independence, and how can you achieve financial independence? Personally, I believe that one of the goals that we all should have or work towards is to achieve financial independence. Before I delve into this topic, I really want to appreciate all our existing subscribers. Thank you for your support, and if this is your first time of watching my video, please consider to subscribe and turn up your notification button, as this will enable you to be notified anytime I upload new videos. Please like this video and other videos as well, as it will help this channel to grow. Share my videos as well for people who love to achieve financial independence or who are interested in achieving success in their personal finances. And so, what then is financial independence? I have a couple of definitions, and I will explain what financial independence is all about. Firstly, financial independence is just a state where you get to, or where I get to, without relying on my income, my salary, to meet my or your living expenses. Two, you can explain financial independence to be a state where you are not living paycheck to paycheck. So the question for you today from me is, are you able to sustain your expenses, your monthly expenses, without having a paycheck? What will happen to you if suddenly your paycheck stops coming in? Are you able to meet up with any or all of your expenses? So the third explanation of what a financial independence, what it means, is that you get to a place where the assets that you have can reliably cover all of your expenses, whether you work or not. And so let me pause here a little and explain to you the various kind of income that we have. Basically, income is divided into three. You have number one, the end income. You have number two, passive income, and then you have number three, portfolio income. End income is also known as active income. It is the income that salary earners earn monthly. So what end income is all about is, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. So it is active. You have to show up. So you get paid after you have gone to work. This kind of income is what many people start with, the end income. Then you also have the portfolio income, or you have the passive income. These two incomes can be described as passive income. And what this means is that you receive income from your assets. Let's give us examples. Take for instance a landlord who has a tenant. He has a building and has now rent out the building to a tenant. What happens is that either he collects monthly rent, or he collects yearly rent, or quarterly rent, but he's able to get income from that property or from that house. That is known as passive income. So whether the landlord goes to work or he doesn't go to work, he's able to get income to sustain his expenses. Portfolio income. Portfolio income is another type of income. An example of a portfolio income are the income that will receive from your shares, the dividends that you get when you invest in the stock market, you know, the interest that comes from your treasury bill, your from the money market. So whatever kind of income you earn must fall under one of these three forms of income. The aim of anyone who wants to achieve financial income is to earn passive income. Passive income, like I said, could be portfolio income or could be passive income. But whatever you choose, whatever you start with, your goal ultimately is to be able to get passive income. Another definition that I have is that financial independence is your ability or your state of having enough income to pay or meet your living expenses without you having to work or depend on any other person. You know, during the COVID-19, it showed that a lot of people were not financially independent. Why? You know, I explained earlier that majority of people earn the kind of income we call earned income or the active income, where you don't go to work, you don't get paid. And so it means that you have not achieved financial independence when you have to depend on somebody for your income to be able to meet up with your expenses. It could be you relying on the government, you relying on your employer, you relying on a family member or welfare or something. The ultimate goal for anyone is to reach the place of financial independence, a place whereby income coming from your assets, you know, exceeds your expenses. And so I want to ask these questions. Number one, are you able to meet your living expenses without you getting monthly income? Remember, I said earned income means if you don't show up, if you are not active, you don't go to work, you can't get a paycheck, you cannot get money from your employer. If you don't go for your business, you are not able to pay yourself. That is what earned income is. Earned income cannot lead you to financial independence except you know how to make that earned income work for you. You know, except you get to a place where you use that earned income to generate assets that will then produce income. So that is my first question. Are you able to meet your expenses without your monthly income? 2, can you survive financially if your paycheck stopped coming in? So imagine you get to your place of work tomorrow and you are told, sorry, you no longer have a job with us. Will you be able to live the next 3-4 months without income coming from your paycheck? Another question I have for you is, if you stopped working today, how much money will flow into your pocket? How much income would you have flowing in to meet your expenses? I must sound this note of caution. The absence of income does not mean absence of expenses. And what do I mean by this? Because your income stops coming in does not mean that your expenses will stop. In fact, this showed up for everyone during the COVID-19 period. Many people were not earning money, many people were not getting salary, but their expenses did not stop. You had to buy food, you had to buy groceries, you had to buy medication, you had to pay your utility bills, you know, you had to make phone calls, you had to buy data, you know, you had to do a lot of things with money. None of your expenses stopped. While for many, their income either stopped or was slashed, or some people completely lost their source of income. So the question today is, if you stopped having a paycheck, if your salary stopped coming in, will you be able to meet your living expenses? These expenses are constant. So I'm going to give another example. If, for instance, your income is 50,000, I live in Nigeria, and your expenses also equal to 50,000, are you working towards financial independence? The answer is no. Or if your income is the same 50,000 and your expenses equals 40,000, are you working towards financial independence? Yes, you are. But it all depends on what you are doing with the remaining money. And then another thing is, if you have money coming in, you have say 100,000 and your expenses is 50,000, are you working towards financial independence? So my other question to you today is, do you have assets that are generating income? And when I mean assets, assets are simply things that bring in money to you. So my fifth question to you is, are you working towards achieving financial independence? Are you working towards acquiring assets that will generate income? Irrespective of who you are, irrespective of what you have, irrespective of how much you earn, you receive as income, financial independence is possible. It is achievable. Yes, it may be difficult, but it is achievable. So who then is financial independence for? Financial independence is meant for everyone. It is for anyone. And I can tell you that irrespective of your age, irrespective of your gender, it is no barrier. You can achieve financial independence if you understand the following. It is important that anyone who is working towards this journey must understand income. Income is your money, the cash that comes to you. I have said that income is in three parts. You have the end income, you have the passive income, you have the portfolio income. I'll be looking at this in details in some other video, but it suffices that you must understand the kind of income that you have. The kind of income you have will determine whether you're working towards financial independence or not. So the first thing you must understand income, and then secondly, you must understand expense. Expenses are the things that you pay money for. Transportation is a form of expense, accommodation is a form of expense, your utility is a form of expense. So you must understand expense. Expenses are also divided into three. You have what you call the fixed expense, you have what you call the variable expense, you also have what you call the occasional expense. We will also do a video on this later on in future. The third thing that you must also understand is assets. What are assets? Simply, for financial purposes, assets are anything that brings in money for you. I have given the example of the landlord. So for the landlord, the house that he rents out is an asset to him because it brings in money for him whether he works or not. Take for instance an Uber driver. The car that he uses is an asset. Why? Because it brings in money for him. So we must understand income, we must understand expense, we must understand assets. Fourth thing you must understand is liability. What is a liability? Liability is anything that takes away money from you. So anything that you spend money on, just know that it is taking money out from you. It is a liability. The fourth thing that you must understand is insurance. It is protection of your assets. How do I keep the things that I have achieved? The assets, the house, my stocks, my shares, which are assets that they're bringing in money. How do I protect them from loss? So insurance is also very important. And the final thing you must understand is financial education, financial literacy. Because you have gone to school, because you are a lawyer, because you are a doctor, because you are an accountant, because you are a teacher, does not mean that you will achieve financial independence. Why? Because information is very key. The right information is very key. So it is important that you keep watching Money Matters with Modupe, because our goal here is to educate you. Our goal here is to help you with skills, is to help you with your journey to achieving financial independence, is to help you to know what to do, how to make money, how to manage money, how to multiply money, how to protect the things that you have and the people that you care for. This is what Money Matters with Modupe is all about. Yes, I need to take my break right now. I must say that this is the first part of my video on achieving financial independence. And so next week, I'll be back for the second and concluding part, where I will be looking at the steps you need to take to achieve financial independence. But I want to say at this point, please, if you don't have achieving financial independence as one of your goals, you must include it. It is very important. In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, where will you be? Will you still be looking to go out to earn income. And if you're earning income already, you must have a plan on how to turn that earned income into portfolio or passive income, so that whether you go out to work or not, your expenses are met, and the income that comes from your assets are able to pay for your expenses and your liabilities. And so until next week, when I'll be back with the concluding part and the second part of achieving financial independence, I want to say to you, be money wise. See you at the top, and God bless you. Thank you, and bye for now.